It is Janet Todd. You can call her JT. Of course, the unification bout is coming up very quickly. And do you get excited yet? I mean, I know last time you thought you had a fight and it didn't happen right away. So do you let yourself get excited yet, or do you got to wait until you're on your way to the cage?
I think this time I can get myself excited. I think I've built up an immunity for COVID now. So crossing my fingers, and I'll mask up and everything. So I'll be ready to go in a little over a week.
I love it. Well, obviously, I guess if there's a bright side of it, you get a few extra months to prepare, a few extra months to train. I guess what was the process like? I mean, was there time that needed to be taken off? Did you have to worry about overtraining? Like, what was the process once the bout got canceled and it ended up being rescheduled again?
Yeah. So we didn't go into it like go into training super intense like we did for like for the last fight. So we did kind of taper down the intensity a little bit, worked on more technique, expanding my skills a little bit that may not be more focused for the fight in terms of, tactics, but it's always good to expand my skills. So, having a little fun there. And then again, when the, 6 to 8 weeks, we start getting back into camp and ramping things up and, you know, peaking where we need to.
I like it. Obviously, Alicia, I mean, we understand why she's been out. Certainly understandable to take some time away. But, I mean, when you
Yeah.
put the family side of it aside, are you expecting different? Like, how did you prepare for her? I mean, do you expect to see that same person you did when she stepped away? Or do you feel like, well, things must have changed over time? Like, what's your feelings on that?
I think every fighter that's been doing it for a long time, including myself, we all have tendencies that don't go away after, we haven't fought for a couple of years. Those tendencies come out. So I expect those tendencies to be there. And I also expect, her good technique, her good structure to be there. So I've been training for that. And I expect, with a baby, she's got new inspiration to fight. So I'm sure, I'm expecting her best. And that's
She
exactly what
comes
I wanted.
absolutely, absolutely comes in with that mom strength now, right? Maybe it's something a little different.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. Tell me about what this fight means to you. I mean, because you are coming in as a champion, but I mean, that championship win, did that feel empty at all? Because I mean, we knew the champ was still out there. Or it's still a belt in your trophy case. You know what I mean?
Still a belt, but it's still sort of like that intermediate step. It's the interim belt, right? It's not the full thing yet. So yeah, this fight means a lot more to me than the last fight because this is fighting the champ for that belt. And that's what I want to do. And I lost my chance of getting that belt back in 2019 when I fought Stamp, and man, I clawed my way back up to this opportunity, and finally I get to have it 4 years later. So it's time.
Absolutely. And it's a time that, I mean, you look at what One Championship is doing with these events in prime time in the United States, right? Does that add something exciting for you? Because, listen, I'll be honest, as a longtime One Championship watcher, it was tough to get up at 4 a.m. on a Friday morning and watch, right? Now it's in prime time back home. I mean, is that meaningful to you? I mean, the belt's the belt, the win's the win, no matter if it's aired live in the States or not. But is that a unique opportunity that now maybe, hey, more people might be able to actually watch me compete live?
Well, yeah, I'm actually really excited about that. Being sort of like a representative of American Muay Thai and kickboxing, to be part of Amazon Prime Live, to be able to showcase what One Championship is about to more, viewers in the States. So it's exciting to be at the forefront of that, to introduce the American crowd to One Championship, because it's different from other promotions. And man, when they talk about a mixed martial arts promotion, they got all the arts in there.
Absolutely. Well, and now, I mean, they're doing this weekly series where there's a bunch of Muay Thai. I don't know. Does it
Mhm.
feel like a special time in this way? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, and obviously, in Thailand, in certain parts of the world, it was, well respected, but it just seems like a lot more focus, I guess, is being put on Muay Thai and kickboxing. I mean, do you feel that right now? Does it feel like a special time for you?
It always feels like a special time for me. No, but I mean, I'm glad it's getting that recognition globally, because I feel like when people watch MMA, they say they love the stand up, but then the Muay Thai fighters or the kickboxers don't. There's not as much money in it as MMA. So what what we saw before was a lot of like the really talented Muay Thai and kickboxers go into MMA because that's where the money is. And hopefully, one championship changes that paradigm as the sport gets more popular. Hopefully, those athletes get paid their worth so that they can stay in the arts that they're really making a difference in and inspiring other people to get into.
Absolutely. So you win this Muay Thai title. Where do you see your future? I mean, do you see Muay Thai and kickboxing like continuing in both disciplines? And I just wonder how difficult it is because an average person might just say, "Well, they're both striking." I mean, one uses elbows and knees, the other does. I mean, is it more difficult than that? And can you simultaneously continue to do both, or is that a little bit too challenging to try to do two different disciplines like that?
I think there's challenges too, but I think I'm capable of doing both, and I would like to.
I love it. I love it. Well, I don't want to say that I'm not trying to run you out of the sport, but obviously I've been doing this a while, a veteran of the game, but having success late, I guess. What do you think the key is? I mean, you did have some setbacks, as you said. You had to kind of claw your way back, but it seems like you're, I don't know, competing as good as ever right now. I mean, have you found some kind of secret, an approach in training, a mindset? Like, what do you think the key is right now?
Oh man, I think the key is my team. I just have a really good set of teammates and coaches, that are willing to grow with me and evolve with me, not only in like our training and skills, but our mindset as well. So I I think because of all everything involved, I'm able to continue to grow. I mean, even my Brian Popejoy, my coach of uh, over 10 years. I mean, he's still constantly learning and growing with me, and it's so cool to see him bringing in different aspects of like boxing and MMA into like tweaking it a little bit to make it fit within Muay Thai and kickboxing framework. It's been kind of interesting to see some of that kind of shift.
That's awesome. So are there still, I mean, as I said, you win this, I mean, another massive victory for you, no doubt about being the champion at that point. Are there still goals that you have out there? I mean, you'd be at the top of the game. Is it like, well, now I need to defend it X number of times, or now I want to go to a different weight class and do the same thing, or hell, now I want to go get an MMA belt to go along with these other belts I got? I mean, what other things do you want to accomplish in your career?
uh, so we can already nix MMA from that list. I can appreciate people like Stamp that can do three sports, but I stop at two. The ground stuff is not for me. I can't even think that much ahead at this point because I have something in front of me coming up so close that I can really only focus on that right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, last thing I kind of want to ask you is how do you pitch? I mean, you've been a representative of this sport for a long time here in the United States. As you said, it doesn't have necessarily maybe the recognition that it does in some places globally. But I mean, what's your pitch to people that say, I don't know, why do I want to watch Muay Thai? I don't know if I'm a Muay Thai fan. Why do you tell them like, hey, this is something definitely worth your time as a combat sports fan?
Um, I think it's more for me. What I really gained from it was sort of the resilient mentality that I had to build to be able to get to where I am. You know, yeah, I failed a couple times. I'm not there's no nice way of putting that, but I was able to build that mental resiliency to get back up and go for it again. And it also helped me build my confidence that I think could be applied, outside of martial arts, even within my work, having the confidence to know, okay, well, maybe I wasn't able to solve that problem today, but I'll figure it out eventually. And having that sort of confidence, I think helps in these kind of situations. And I hope people are able to gain not just physical benefits from martial arts, but also the mental benefits that go beyond the sport.
That's awesome. Very well said. With all that in mind, then I guess what would this win mean to you? What would walking away with this belt mean to you, given all that you just talked about and what this sport has given to you?
Man, I think because I worked so hard for it to obtain it, I'm most definitely gonna ugly cry because I tend to do that anyway. It's hard to hold in those emotions, and I think when I hold it in even more, it turns out even uglier. But yeah, it's gonna be a dream come true for me, to finally say yes, I'm a champion in kickboxing and Muay Thai.
Phenomenal. Quite the accomplishment that would be. Well, Jay, I know you're busy, so thank you. I know you had to shift around your schedule a little bit, so I very much appreciate that. We'll all be tuned in at One Fight Night 8, and wish you the best of luck in bringing that second belt home.
Yeah, thank you for the time as well.